Alabama officially opens fall camp tomorrow. That is Friday. And all eyes of the college football world certainly will be on Tuscaloosa to see if Alabama can repeat as national champions. But keep in mind, it's nothing new for Nick Saban. It is the 6th time in Tuscaloosa that he started camp as the defending national champion. And if our experts are right, he may well just do it again. This is our panel of expert analysts, 25, 30 or so. And this is how we have the rankings. And you can see at the top of the pack, Alabama at number 1. Greg, I'll start with you and ask you, I know you had a vote there, but does Alabama deserve to be the top team as we head into the 2021 season?
Well, Wendy, there's two trains of thought. I think Alabama should be number 1 because until proven otherwise, they are the most consistent and the most dominant program in the modern era. And until proven otherwise, the team that I think is closest, that being Oklahoma, we haven't seen Oklahoma win a game in the college football playoff. Can they still compete against college football playoff teams? We know Alabama lost a lot of productivity. We also know they lost 4 coaches just on the offensive side of their football to 2 head coaching jobs, and then a couple obviously heading to Texas to be with Steve Sarkisian and his staff. So it's a very big undertaking to replace all those pieces on an annual basis. But we've seen Alabama do this before. They now have had 13 different coordinators under Nick Saban, and the results are still the same. So many different first-rounders, the results are still the same. So I think that Alabama does deserve to be number 1 until knocked off, and until proven otherwise. Sam, that's the way I'd have it.
No, I respect it, Greg. And I actually agree with you. I think Alabama should be number 1, followed by Clemson. I think Oklahoma, to your point, Oklahoma hasn't won a playoff game. Alabama has won championships, playoff games, as has Clemson. But here's my thing, dude. Alabama's been good since you've been playing there. Back in 2010, when you and I played together, they were dominating them, and they're dominating now. They're a dominant team. Obviously, they don't retool, they reload. You see some pictures of the national championship game. Your boy Greg McEloy is out there tossing that thing. They had Mark Ingram. They had Trent Richardson. They had Julio Jones. And they had that man right there under center, Greg McElroy. I think he only completed like 9 passes, but y'all still stopped us. It doesn't matter. Texas versus Alabama. That was really when Alabama started their dynasty. And ever since then, the pictures that you're seeing on your screen have been haunting me in my dreams and in my memories for the last decade.
Well, I tell you what, haunting just about everybody, Sam, because you said it. They don't, what'd you say? They don't reload, they retool, or vice versa. It doesn't really matter. 6 players they lost this season in the first round of the NFL draft. But we've seen this before. They continue to find talent and plug and play. So let's take Alabama just for a moment out of the equation, Greg. And if it is not Alabama, which I think we all agree is the presumptive number 1 going into the season, who should it be or who could it be?
Yeah, and that's kind of the age-old thought is, all right, until proven otherwise, Bama's number 1. Should they remain number 1? Maybe. But if you're going based on what teams return and the strength of the returnees, it's Oklahoma. When you look at what they did on the offensive side of the football, Spencer Rattler's development over the course of what was an unusual offseason, and then he just got better and better and better, and then in the final part of the season, he was really playing his best football. The pieces around him at wide receiver are excellent. They have maybe the best transfer in college football, and Eric Gray, who transferred from Tennessee to Oklahoma, is a perfect fit at running back to contribute in the passing game and a run in between the tackles. And the improvements that have been made on the defense side of the football over the last couple of years. They've gotten better and better on that side. They're not elite, Sam, but they're more capable of playing their way in to really kind of a dominant defense. So I'm very bullish on Oklahoma, and I think if we're going based on questions answered, you could make a strong argument for them at number 1.
Yeah, well, Greg, I think that great minds think alike. And so I'm going to take the point that you made at the very beginning about good until proven otherwise and flip it on you and talk about Clemson, right? So Oklahoma, we talked about, they're 0-4 in the college football playoff game. Clemson has won 6 games in the college football playoff. They've also won 2 national championships. You see right here, that man, DJ Uiagalelei at quarterback, who's going to be dominant. You also have Dabo Swinney, who's the coach, right? I go based off of great coaches that can produce great talent. And oh, by the way, there's a new defensive tackle in town. You saw him last year. You saw flashes. His name is Brian Brzee. Get used to his name. Get used to his number 11. He'll be tearing up offensive lines, quarterbacks, running backs, receivers, tight ends, you name it. He'll be tearing all those guys up when he plays for Clemson again this year.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.